lobby, so I need to get out of it.
Uh-oh.
But there is 17 drivers on the track, so I'm now loading in now as we enter lap number 1. And I'm sorry for anybody that is patiently waiting.
I just included
And
my audio like an idiot.
That's all right. And we're underway here at lap number 1, and we're going to go up closer to the field. We'll ride along with last year's champion and Season 1 champion, Aerox Servi, as he is currently running in the third position by Aerox Breeze. And with that start that the Lamborghini gets, TXR Vortex currently leading here lap number 1. Now, the concern this week was some of the drivers were worried about that Lambo getting the jump off the line, but the one question remains, can he hold on to that car for the entire race? It is not a track that the Lambo's really well. I mean, if you can drive it, you're going to do great, but it's really tough to drive on this track.
Yeah, the Lambo from previous seasons was described by some as being Initial D-esque. So the Lambo is definitely a handful. Nice job by TXR Vortex to get a little bit of an early lead in this race. Getting past the two Aerox drivers is definitely not a short feat. So good on him. Let's see if as I said, commentary's curse, man. I say that he means himself coming down the hill, and both Aerox drivers get by him. So that's a bit of tough luck. Maybe he'll be able to get it back, but we'll see what happens.
I may have a different commentator's curse. I'm having connection issues to the server.
Uh-oh.
That's unfortunate. Right now, we're riding with Aerox Bobby, who currently is in the 6th position right now in the M3, right behind SSR Bobbers, who's up in the 5th position now. Right behind him, you see LSC M0, who's not too far behind Bobby. And right there, we're on the rear view camera right now. You see Zombie got killed right in the distance. TXR Porsche 919 and THR Sparky currently in the 10th position. And as we get through lap number 1 here, it will be TXR Vortex leading the field. So far,
Is he back
good.
in the lead? Oh wait, no. No, Breeze
And
is in
Sir
the lead.
Lagalot and Evo currently back there in 16th and 17th. And we're going to go see how that went. They are both entering the pits, so unfortunate circumstances early on. It looks like a few of those drivers back there, Rufus, had a couple of issues early on in this race.
Yeah, Bathurst is definitely a track that can be a bit difficult on the starts because of how narrow the uphill section is and the downhill section. So I think people tend to get a little bit aggressive at the start of races, but they tend to not realize that it's a 30-lap race, about an hour long. So they kind of go a little bit gangbuster into those corners, maybe take himself out.
And right here, Bobby goes to the inside. So now Aerox is now 1, 2, 3. Sorry to cut you off there, but TXR Vortex made a little bit of a mistake there up at Skyline, and now is a little loose coming off the turn. I wonder if he has any type of damage because
I can
he
check.
kind of fell back. Maybe he just got a little loose there, lost some control. I'm going to check myself. No, he looks good to go. He's okay. So Vortex now drops to the 4th position. And right behind him, SSR Bobbers making his
Breeze,
way up there.
Servi, and McQueen are your top 3. Vortex is behind them, and Bobbers is behind Vortex. So, good to
And
know.
Roberts, the only driver right now in the top 5 that's not an M3 or a Lambo. He's in the Mercedes, which is kind of a really cool car, as only a few drivers have selected it this week.
I've successfully gotten into the lobby.
Going straight past Aerox Bobby going into the chase. He literally just drove right by that M3. He just had so much more top end on him than the BMW that he just breezed right past him without breaking a sweat. So Zero's now in 6th place, bumping Bobby back to 7th.
It's so nice to see a nice field of drivers. We got 17 drivers in the race tonight out of the 20, so that's great to see. And these guys right now getting through the first beginning stages of the race. We're going to drop back to the field a little bit here. We're going to ride with BM Moose. He was actually, if I am correct, he was competing, I believe it was the Canadian Championship or something for Forza, racing for about 20 grand if I'm correct. He able to make it here tonight as he's currently trying to hold off TXR Nobody, who's right on the back bumper of him.
Yeah. Yeah, Moose is definitely a GT racer. Whenever I encounter Moose, he's always in a GT lobby, and nobody is. I tend to encounter him more of like the S-Class lobby. He's really quick, but I wonder if he'll be able to adapt to these cars and be able to take on somebody who races GT all the time like Moose. Should be interesting to see. He's right on his tail.
TXR Nobody looking to make a move here at Skyline. And
Eternium's
I have to
right
ask.
there too.
Yeah, he's also right there.
Right on. It's a
Amazing.
three-way battle. And I gotta ask, Izzy, do you happen to get back in the lobby? Oh yeah, you must have if you can see it. But Izzy, so far since you've gotten in the lobby, take us through what you've seen.
Well, I've been flipping through the lobbies, and it looks like Katie is up front with that Nismo, so it's interesting to see the only Nismo up
She's
here
back
already leading. Oh, did she really?
Yeah,
Wow.
you might be on the first stages of when you re-enter the lobby. You have to wait till they cross the line. She's actually back in 15th. She had some early issues like a few of the other drivers did. So
It did switch after the first lap, it seems. Oh, bummer. Well, then I give her the curse, it seems. I'm sorry, Katie.
And there they go, side by side. Oh, my camera. Oh, they were side by side. I'm sorry. And it looks like TXR Nobody gets around it, but right behind who's now is Eternium. Eternium? You say that for me again?
Make sure I'm saying it right. Eternium?
I think it's
what it looks like. Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm sorry if we butchered anyone's name. And Rufus with some issues.
Yeah, I seem to be having issues too. Trying to stay here and be here as much as I can for sure. It looks like the Bentleys are doing well here, like they were doing it on the Turn Series that you were commentating earlier. But I just got here, so I definitely want to watch all the cars. Sparky is
move up.
looking pretty smooth.
And we might have a battle brewing here between two teammates as Aerox Servi is getting hunted down by
TXR
Aerox
Porsche 919 just spun. Hit the wall. Oh, he's out. He's spinning again. TXR Nobody hit Sparky on the way down from the Skyline going down the S's and a dipper. Oh. They grouped up right there in the S's.
Right now we're riding along with TXR Nobody. He's currently in the 10th position as he's hunting down THR Sparky. And if you are just tuning in, this is week number 1 of the MEA GT Championship Series. This is the A lobby as right now Aerox Breeze currently leads, Servi in second, and third Aerox McQueen. So 1, 2, 3 for the Aerox crew right now. Right now we're riding along with 10th place. TXR Nobody, I'm sorry. As he's
in the
hunting down
Jaguar,
THR
Nobody,
Sparky.
correct?
He is in the Jag, and he's currently racing against the Bentley.
Yeah, it looks like he's walking down that Bentley on the straight though. That's crazy. That Jag's got some speed. Alright, I'm gonna flip through the field and see what's going on here, sir.
Alright, so right now, we're going to hang tight here with TXR Nobody and see if he can make a move on Sparky. And right now we're still on a three-way battle here between Sparky, Nobody, and Moose, and these guys really haven't budged one another. Bentley, Jag,
No, they have not.
Lambo going at it right now, middle of the pack. Look at the race map, you can see how far or how distant all the drivers are. It looks like a couple more drivers took the pit. SSRK in 13th, 14th Sir Lagalot, 15th Evo, 16th Eternium, and 17th Porsche 919. So I believe all of those drivers took an early pit stop. Wonder if that'll affect them once the race comes down to the end. So far, so good. And not too many major accidents other than early on. And we're gonna move up a little bit to the front of the pack because I think Servi right now is under fire.
Yes, McQueen and Servi were battling as well. Like they're starting to get close to each other. It looks like McQueen is reeling him in to possibly make an attempt here in a few laps. It's just amazing how quick these guys are on this track and the lines they can take and be smooth and just stay consistent and be up here. And it just hats off to these guys because I wish I could drive with this amount of consistency. Especially when you ride with McQueen, just look how smooth he is through the turns. He hits the apex and lifts perfectly, and he's perfect out the turns almost. He's almost thrown in Servi.
Right now, it's Breeze, Servi, McQueen, Vortex, and Bobberts 1 through 5. Aerox Bobby back there in 6th.
Looks like Servi made a mistake, letting McQueen get some space with him. Ooh. Servi is driving the car
Here it
hard.
is. This could be the move right here as Aerox McQueen now looking to possibly go into attack mode. Wonder if he'll lay off a little bit atop the Skyline, but two teammates maybe not want to take each other out early on here in this stage of the race.
Especially in the SS where you could really bend it up. Good awareness by McQueen right there not to turn his teammate around, Servi. These Aerox boys are definitely dicing out with each other right now. Who's that coming up in 4th there, Mayhem?
And right behind there is TXR Vortex. He's actually right behind these two.
Where'd he come from? That's amazing.
He had a little bit of a mistake early on, so he's trying to catch up now.
The Lambo is definitely doing it. As always, Lambos and GTs just seem to on the speed tracks really walk away on the straights.
We've still got a battle between these two guys as Servi's just trying to hang on as McQueen's all over the back bumper of him right now, and Vortex, while this is going on, is starting to crease back into the
Yes, he is.
screen here. He's it makes you wonder, could we see a 3-car battle here?
We might see it atop the Skyline, Mayhem. We could see these guys start going at it right here. A 3-way battle. McQueen a little slippy on the exit of the cutting.
And if you are watching, I do have my chat box up down in the comments section, so feel free to interact with us as we've got a lot of races still to go here at week 1 at Bathurst.
Here goes the Skyline battle. Oh, is he gonna go for it?
And right now we're riding alongside with Vortex as we can see the battle for second right now in the right in front of them as McQueen and Servi are still doing some battling. McQueen trying to find a gap. He's having a hard time getting around Servi, it looks like. Not sure if he's getting a little bit more respectful, not trying to take too many chances, or Servi just doing a great job being defensive.
Let's see if McQueen blocks here, though, and gives Servi some space to kind of walk away. Kind of give this Lambo, to kind of back it up, so to speak, because Vortex is coming. He is coming fast, and he doesn't look like he's stopping.
And he's right on the back side of McQueen, but starting to get a little loose there.
It does look like McQueen's backed off Servi a bit to give him some room. That way he can be a little calmer. That way they can both try to get away from TXR Vortex here. It looks like, though, Aerox, Servi, and McQueen are about 3.5 seconds off of their teammate. Oh, here comes the Lambo.
Will Vortex make a move? It looks like he's going to play it safe, not take too many chances here as kind of get up to the hill where he starts making that climb. Pass and starts to get a little bit dimmer. A little more narrow.
Little mistake there
Both
by
drivers tapped.
Vortex. I can't really say that this Lamborghini here has an advantage or that the BMW here has an advantage. I really think that this is going to come down to driver skill and who can make the move and who can't make the most mistakes. Because these, McQueen right here and Vortex, I think we're going to have an interesting little shake-up here.
I think the BMW is slower down the straight because
yes, definitely on the straight.
it got walked on by the RSR, and if it got walked on by the RSR, it probably will get walked on by the Lambo as well. We'll see it right here, maybe.
Yeah,
We're gonna
even
go
on
further
the
back and check
mountain
out.
straight.
We're gonna go back to about 10th place to see how THR Sparky did. He did get passed by
Yeah, he's
THR Nobody.
hard.
See
Sorry.
if he makes the
THR
attempt in the
Sparky.
mountain pass. Sorry, man.
One of the only drivers in the race right now driving the Bentley. That's all right. THR Sparky. You know, this is a nice car to see out here. Not many people picked it. It's one of those cars that few people selected, and to see it out here, it's nice to see the different varieties of cars. And I gotta ask you guys, you know, you see some of these series, it looks like somebody might have lagged out. I'm not
I
positive.
think somebody lagged out.
did.
It was Zombie.
Actually, Zombie.
Bummer.
If I remember correctly, Zombie actually had to leave early, so he tried
Zombie
to get as
has
many
to go
laps as he could.
someplace. Yeah, Zombie has a hot date, so he has to dip on out of here early. But he wanted to at least show up and do the first couple of laps. That's what he told me.
And riding along with LSCM 0 now, seeing how the back group's doing, see if there's any good battles going on. Actually, there might be one brewing as Eagle and
Bogarts
Sir
and
Lagalot
Bobby.
back in 13 and 4. Oh, we got a battle up closer. We got Aerox Bobby going at it with SSR Bobberts right now from the 5th position. Bobby, one of the Aerox drivers, as he's now putting the pressure on SSR Bobberts. So.
And SSR Bobberts is the only one who's in an AMG as well. There's nobody else in here running an AMG.
Oh, Bobby taps the wall.
Oh, and Bobby taps the wall.
Ah, that's a tough luck right there.
That
It's
is.
really hard to judge that apex there. There's a little bit of a notch in the wall where you can kind of put the inside of your car into, and it acts as your apex. But if you get your apex wrong, you're either going to hit the end of it or you're going to hit the beginning of it, and it sends you off.
Well, you
into
don't
the
want to make
weeds.
that notch deeper.
It's true. You don't want to make that notch deeper, as you say. That's a good point.
It looks
This
like
AMG is definitely
Bobby's
good.
okay
That's on
though.
straights.
He's got no
Yeah.
damage on the car. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's alright. It doesn't look like he's damaged. I'll check the damage for his car though.
So right now, Bobby just trying to regather himself and get right back on his mission, as he was starting to really hunt down Bobberts there, and now he's gonna do it all over again. We go further back, the ride with Sir Lagalot here, as he currently is in the 14th position, right behind THR and Evo right now. These two guys got into a little bit of an early accident at the beginning of this race, and now trying to recover from what they've lost.
Bad news. LSU 0 just went into the weeds at the end of Chase, into the braking zone. Went out into the grass. Now he's pitting. He might have gotten damage. I'm not sure.
Unfortunate circumstances, and
I
for
don't
a few
see
of these
any
drivers,
damage on his car.
Okay, well then he probably just needed to go in there just to mitigate the time lost. I'm guessing. Probably just
well,
trying.
a few of these drivers
gather
right
them.
now, guys. We've seen a couple early pit stops early on. Obviously, Katie, Evo, Lagalot, and a couple of other drivers had an early incident where they pitted a little bit earlier than everyone else. Now, do know that this is a one pit stop race, so there is only one mandatory pit stop. If you can get that one pit stop in and make it to the rest of the way, you're set to go. And right now, how safe do you feel most of these drivers about this stage of the race are going to be making it on field the rest of the way?
I think it's car dependent, to be honest. I know that some cars are better on fuel than others, but I'm pretty sure the M3 is the one that's the worst on fuel, but I think the actually I think Katie's car she's running the Nismo, right?
She is running Nismo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Nismo is probably the best car on fuel out of this entire field. So
it's funny.
I don't think she'll be able to make that, but honestly, I think she'll do okay. At least get pretty far ahead at least.
Well, if we go last year to season 1, back at Spa, we saw SVR Wolfpack. Actually, believe it or not, we actually go back a little further. SSR Bobberts actually won the first race in the Nismo at, I believe, Watkins Glen, and he made it the whole race without making a pit stop. But back those times, there wasn't a pit stop rule, and now there is a pit stop rule.
Yeah, Bobberts is kind of legendary in the series because he goes for these really extreme pit strategies where he almost always runs out of fuel on the last lap. Like
and there
going
goes
down
Lagalot
the
to the inside of Evo! And Lagalot, just like that, catches Evo on the straight, will take over the 11th position. Oh, but Evo trying to get back at him as he goes down back straightaway here. I guess you could say the final straightaway.
Dog leg straight.
And
Ooh, Lagalot.
Oh, Lagalot did not get it.
Maybe he lagged in. And
wow, just like
Evo
that,
is going to get that just because of the speed.
I know these guys in the chat right now would like to see what the top 3 are looking like, but right now we got a battle here for the 11th position between THR Evo and Sir Lagalot. We're going to stay on here for a little bit longer, then we'll go check out the front and see what those guys are doing as we get to about the midway point of this race.
I'm going to stay on
And
board
here we
with Moose
go.
to see this. Lagalot take a little bit of a tighter line to get a run on Evo 8. But the Excel on that Jag is just, oh man, that thing is brutal.
Currently 1 through 4 spaced out. But anything could change. I'm here watching, guys.
We're going to come back and see how these two are doing later on. Let's go check on the leader. We haven't seen a lot of Breeze yet today, and we're about to find out as Breeze in that blue Aerox livery, and it's sharp. Shout out to Aerox Phoenix, as he does a phenomenal job with paints. And right now, Breeze putting on a show, and I gotta ask you guys, I was talking to a few of the other drivers this week, and Breeze has a name for himself, and I personally haven't gotten to talk, to know Breeze as well. I first time meeting him this week, and he's really excited to be back in the racing, league racing, and he's really showing us why some of these guys say he's one of the fastest GT drivers you might find on the track.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can recall a conversation between you, Mayhem, where you're asking me what driver do you think would do well, and I immediately said, oh, it's gonna be Breeze, and he's obvious, and he's doing that right now. He's currently in the lead. He's holding a really good, really consistent. He's holding really consistent times. He's
being
just
smooth, calm.
Yeah, he's being really smooth. And this I don't know Breeze, but I know Breeze because he's kind of legendary for running these GT cars, and it kind of it makes sense that he's doing as well as he is. Really looking forward to see how he does through the rest of the race. Hopefully nothing bad happens.
So right now, Breeze is pretty much running away from it. Servy's still in second. McQueen's still in third. I'm going to go check back and see what Vortex is looking like. As right there, they're pretty much still gapped with one another. So not a whole lot going on there. And going back to fifth now, we'll see how Bobberts is doing. And like that, we talked about the battle between Bobby and Bobberts earlier. It's coming back into play as Bobby is now kind of reeled Bobberts right back into the mix. And we might be seeing a battle here in the next lap and a half between these two drivers.
Hey, same between BM Moose and LSM Sir Lagalot here in a lap or two. These guys look like they are really about to dice it up too. 12 and 13.
Yeah,
oh, they both just hit the wall.
Yeah, I'm on board with Eternium, who's in the mate right now, watching these guys go through the downhill of the mountain, and they are so close to each other, such fine margins between these guys driving. Looks like Lagalot just
hitting the wall.
Really got a huge run on Evo 8.
Yeah. Then he hit the wall.
Right on his rear. Yeah, and then he hit the wall. It's wall riding, guys. He's the advantage. It's the key. Yeah, so this entire this entire section from like 11th on back to maybe, what is it, 15th. Zero's looming behind Eternium. This battle might get interesting as they keep battling.
Here comes Moose. Oh no, he's being conservative there. He might make a move though here on the straight on the start finish. Let's see what Moose does.
And right now, Bobby's working on Roberts. I don't know how close the action is where you're watching, but Roberts is under
Really
fire right
close.
now as Aerox Bobby is really on him. And while you
Moose
guys
wants
stay
to
on the
make
map,
it the inside.
Corner.
Oh man, Lagalot gets on the outside, down the straight as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
move
Moose kind of just got pinched there a little bit.
Yeah,
He
he
went
did.
for the move. It looked pretty good, but Lagalot just pinched him on the apex a little bit. Really didn't give him much room to go. He ended up getting the run on the outside. That's a move I like to do personally. So I'm gonna
Eternium's
give
getting run on too by
Lagalot
Zero.
props.
We have a big battle back there.
Yeah, this is a
looking
large
interesting.
battle. Yeah, these guys are stacked. Oh, and Lagalot gets
Wow.
goes wide going
Side
up the
by
hill,
side.
and that, yeah, Moose gets around him. So Moose is now around Lagalot because of a mistake.
Oh, looks
And
like that
Moose
one
makes a
through Langwood
mistake.
back to the outside. And Eternium, look at the outside as well.
Outside
Right
as well.
behind him is Zero.
Zero.
Oh,
Oh, man,
wide back there.
close. Jeez.
They're going into the skyline, no hold bars this one. Eternium is sending it. Sure, Lagalot's being smooth though through these S's as he keeps that Porsche off the walls this time and keeps it smoother than, oh, I don't know, Eternium. This is a really great battle back here though. These guys are throwing it down. They don't have to be up front to run hard in the A lobby, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. That's the great thing about A lobby, and the fact is that we have. This is a really stacked lobby. These guys are all really, really quick, and they know how to throw down. Moose goes for the dive bomb, and Eternium's going to get the cutback on the outside. That was
Oh my
awesome.
god. That was
Man,
greatness. That was
awesome.
amazing moves by both those guys.
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna
Moose
stay with
goes for
Sir
the dive
Lagalot.
bomb, and he's a little bit late though. He almost ran out of road, and Eternium ended up getting the cutback and having to go around the outside of that dogleg. That was really slick.
That was some good driving, man. I will say. I'm smiling still thinking about that. Those moves that both those guys did through the chase.
There he goes.
Moose is pulling
Lambo
on him.
looking
Oh
for-
man, that's awesome.
Moose and Eternium are not letting up. It's let Zero catch up to him as well. He could put the moves. Seeing how Sir Lagalot's Porsche is driving, it'd be interesting to see that RSR getting mixed with the M8 and Huracan here.
And these three battling as well is leading TXR Porsche 919 up. So the more that they battle, he's looming in the background. He's lurking.
And he made mistakes
sees
early,
them.
and that's why he's back there too.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just gonna call him Trex because I know it's Trex. But yeah, so Trex is currently right behind this battle pack, and he's gonna be right on them if they keep battling like this. This should be
Oh my
really
gosh,
interesting.
these guys are passing in the S's and hitting each other. It's been interesting as they went down the S's. That
And
Lambo
there
just
goes
has
the pass
straight
back
roll.
again. And look at Zero
Amazing.
going to the outside Eternium.
The RSR making moves, like I said. They go into the chase, the first turn.
These cars are all on stock rigs, correct? Or stock crackers. Very cool.
He is really
Trex is
working
right
that
there.
wheel in that Lamborghini. That BM Moose is really driving the wheels off of this car.
Yeah, now
There goes Zero with the dive.
yeah, Trex is now right on them now in the 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 white Lamborghini right on Eternium. He's gonna pass him down the straight because of just the pole that car has. But so he's now in the mix. So this is really about a 4-car battle at this point, unless I'm missing something. And they all kind of like, oh, Zero's super deep going into the second corner.
Oh!
That's allowing 919 to get around him completely, but he kind of blocks off Eternium coming into the uphill. What is this corner called? The uphill left-hander. Yeah, now that M8's not going to be able to utilize this grip that it has. The absolute size of that line.
I'm on a rear camera view right now. Oh, Zero gets another mistake.
Ooh, wow.
It drops back to 15th now. Eternium goes up to the 14th position.
And I can't believe this is a battle for
And we got people in pit road, guys.
11th.
Green,
Who do we
Servi,
have on?
Vortex. A couple of the top guys pitting halfway here.
The only person
It
not
looks
in
like
there
Breeze is
is
staying out.
Breeze is still out. Let me check his damage.
My
He's
telemetry's not
2%
working on damage.
So
can't
he
see
has
any of
2%
that stuff.
engine damage, and he's got 27% fuel left. So,
Not sure
Yeah,
what happened here.
not
Looks
sure,
like Katie
yeah.
made another pit stop. So Katie, I believe, is on her second pit stop, which drops her back to 16th. And we go back to a battle for 5th. And I also want to throw out, guys, that Eternium's on a wheel. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Oh, I
didn't know he was
That's
on a wheel.
interesting.
Oh, that's
Seeing
sweet.
him make the
No
moves
wonder
he
he's able
has,
to catch
that
those
is,
sim twitches.
yeah, that's impressive.
No, that's cool. It's always
Bro-
it's always nice to see somebody with a
SSR
wheel doing well.
SSR Boberts and Aerox Servi, they've been battling, you know, this whole race between positions. When the other guys pitted, McQueen, they went up a couple positions. So Boberts is now in second, and Bobby is now in third.
Boberts.
So these guys are still, or Boberts, sorry. Thanks for correcting me. But it seems like these two are still just going to go at it, and that possibly Bobby might sit back and bide his time and hopefully wait
have
for his
to-
shot.
I gotta throw it out there because there's another driver entering the picture of these two. And THR Sparky, we've been kind of quiet on him. We've brought him up a few times. Even though Bobby and Boberts have been having a battle, Sparky has not been too far out of it, and he has climbed his way into this battle almost. These two have been pretty much going at it since the beginning of the race. And I think that we should keep our eye on this one because Sparky has been running a pretty good race up to here.
Who's that going to the pits? Is that
Bobby's
Bobby?
entering pit
That
road.
Bobby's going to the pits, yeah. So Bobby's
So
going
Bobby
in for
as
his
well.
first pit stop and lap 17. We're over halfway through this race as well. I didn't realize that. Ah, man, this like centipede snake going. I'm gonna hop on board with Lagalot. Lagalot's right on Evo 8, and this is from 10th all the way to 16th yet again. Turning even zero. Oh man, this is so good.
I feel like Eternium might
Oh,
walk
Lagalot's
down.
Lagalot's going for the ins. No, he squeezed him. He squeezed him on the apex. Right there, though. Ooh, and it looks like Evo's going into the pits, though. So Lagalot's going to get the position in the end, but we'll see how pit strategy plays out this this rear-ending train of cars, because it should shuffle up the order a little bit if Lagalot puts down some nice times.
Has BM loose pit yet? Because if he's still running out there on fuel, I imagine that Lamborghini is supposed to be empty if he hasn't pit.
Let me look. He might have pit earlier on because he's at 68% fuel and the other cars are all at like 20% fuel, 27% fuel or something like that.
He might have got
He
caught
might
up
have
in an
pit a
instant
little bit
earlier.
early.
That's what yeah.
I think it might have been the case. Yeah. Oh, man, he's really been able to fight back. He's right on Lagalot. Lagalot's kind of falling victim to his tire wear at this point. He's got a lot of tire wear on that RSR of his, so he might not be as quick through the mountain section as he once was. Moose might be able to catch up because his tire wear situation is looking pretty okay at this point.
Zero right now looking to put some pressure on Porsche. Zero's been getting a pretty good run here with the lap, about the last quarter of the lap. As Porsche is trying to kind of...
BM Moose hits the wall and he has 100% steering, transmission, and driveline damage, so he's going to be into the pits for sure.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's a bummer. He was right on lag a lot going through that section. He probably would have been able to make a move going into the chase, knowing the top end potential on that.
And just like that, Moose is probably going to have to make his pit stop now. As
there he is.
Unfortunate, Moose was having a really good run. And there you see everyone going by him. And Moose is just trying to hold on. Zero. Zero trying to hang on there. Ternium now has to get around him. And Katie now entering the picture as well.
Yeah, Katie's there. Katie's
That's some scary
there
driving.
because of all the hold up. Man. I wonder, knowing that Katie was able to run that time of hers, maybe she'll be able to like really get into this pack. Maybe even make her way through that pack if she can really get her elbows out and just kind of get through, hopefully.
And SSR Katie qualified fourth to start for the qualifier, started third tonight. Right now, currently in the 14th position. She had early mistakes as well with Sir Lagalot and Evo, and I believe she is on her second pit stop as well, guys. So unfortunate for the guys that all have to pit twice here, and you know that early mistakes happen, but there's nothing you can do about them. You just kind of shake them off and move on.
Yeah, as we're saying this, SSR Nicole has made her first pit stop, I believe, and is now kind of between Lagalot and the battle behind him that consists of Porsche 919 and those guys back there. As your leader is also in the pits, by the way, Aerox Breeze.
TH Sparky is in second, and he is pitting as well. So pits earlier put him in second place, and he decided to dive in there.
See where these guys all fall out. I'm gonna hop on board with McQueen and see where he pops out, and Breezes has plenty of buffer.
Gone.
Breeze has plenty of buffer, guys. Come on, I shouldn't have doubted.
Breeze said, "Hasta la vista, baby."
Yeah, exactly. He's basically checked out at this point. I mean, if he has that big of a gap after he just came out of the pits, then he's on his way.
He was hitting a start-finish a lap ago before the guys were even halfway down the Concord Straight, so he had a major gap on these fellas.
Definitely, yeah. Breeze is definitely showing why he's one of the best GT drivers in the game right now.
Well, I can see why you guys picked him as a top contender here and top driver. It is really starting to show as Breeze just stays out front from the time he took it to probably the end, the way it's looking, if he keeps it clean.
Definitely.
Right now.
Yeah, I think, the only thing that's really against Breeze is as I've been able to source from the fellow Aerox drivers, is his internet connection. So, it's the only thing against him at this point is his internet, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Really
that train is still going on back there, guys.
See what happens.
Like ninth to like 15th back. The train is still going on. But right now, I'm currently riding with THR Spark. I'm currently 8th position, and he is currently working on TXR Nobody, Bentley versus the Jaguar. And Sparky has been that's an interesting. Has had an interesting race. He's been up and down. He had his pit stops. So I wonder if he can gain some ground and get back to that top 5 maybe. And for anybody that's watching, I'm not sure why you can't hear my stream sound, but let me try something here. That's better. You guys still hear us?
Oh, I would hope. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? All this great racing.
All this fantastic commentary, and you guys can't even
I know.
What's wrong with you?
Well, it didn't say... They didn't say that the commentating stopped, like us talking. Apparently the stream sound is gone, not sure why.
Oh, TXR Porsche 919 here is making a move right now on 10th place SSR Nicole. They are going to start finish. Zero's right there, and Eternium is right behind them. It looks like it's still heating up. 10th back to 14th. These guys are not letting up back here at all.
Yeah, Nicole and 919 are on completely different pit strats currently. Nicole currently pitted a lot earlier. She has a lot more fuel load. She has nicer tires. And 919 is currently on a different pit strat, hasn't pit yet, so hopefully those two don't butt heads as they go through the race too much.
I'm curious if Porsche 919 here pitted early because he made a mistake and hit the wall pretty hard.
I'm not sure.
He might have already made the pit.
I don't know, he may have.
I didn't get
his
to
fuel
see that,
doesn't suggest it though. Yeah, I don't think his fuel load. He's at 37% fuel left. I'm not sure if that fuel load suggests that he already has pit, but I'm not too sure what the fuel consumption on the Lamborghini is.
Zero is just sending that Porsche into the turns. That RSR is swirly as it breaks down into the turns. He is holding on to these
right now.
Ooh, Nicole.
Oh, Nicole. Wall back in track and blocking Zero.
Don't blame her. Don't blame her.
Yeah, that
sound is back. Not sure what caused that.
Nicole and getting into the wall a little bit, allowing Zero and turning him to get by without too much of a problem. They'll probably be able to pull away at this point because that M3 doesn't really have that good top end compared to the other two. Compared to the Mate, the RSR.
Right now, Eternium working on Zero as all of those drivers got around Nicole. So Nicole got some breathing room finally as the next driver behind her will be SSR Katie. And if I pull up the race map, Katie is, well, she's not that far behind. It looks like Katie is back in pit road though. Katie back in pit road as she has a bunch of damage on the front end of the car. And tonight has been a rough night for SSR Katie.
Yeah, Katie's
bummer.
one of the drivers. It seems like she's extremely quick, but if she's put off her rhythm just one time, it kind of just falls apart. It seems like she was really doing well. She had really good pace potential for the actual race. I mean, she qualified third, fourth. What was it?
It was
something
fourth.
like that. It was
Yeah,
fourth.
it was fourth.
Yeah, she qualified fourth with all the top people, and it seemed like she probably had pace for running with them, but she got put off her rhythm a little bit. She hasn't been able to get back on it. It's really just tough luck for her.
Got her confidence shook up a bit. The mountain tends to do that to you from time to time. You gotta check it down and try to remember, hey, that one mistake doesn't define the whole race. But
yeah.
I mean, sometimes you defeat yourself is what it comes down to.
Yeah. Oh man. Zero is just driving the. Oh my God! I can't believe how he's driving that RSR through that downhill section. He is so. It's almost like he's driving a 917. You know how the 917 is super squirrely on the brakes?
He must play
like
dirt
that.
rally last night the way he's driving.
Yeah, he's basically Scandinavian flick. Yeah, he's basically pulling a Scandinavian flick into that corner. It's super sketchy looking, but I mean he's pulling it off. It might be he might be adjusting his driving style because of his tire wear. To be honest with you.
Reward.
I don't know, man. He's driving the snot out of it. Porsche 919 got a little bit, I think got off the grass a little bit. Eternium's going a bit of piss.
Eternium is pitting right now.
Yeah, so 919 got off, went off the road a little bit and lost a little bit of time. And that allowed Zero to just get right up on him going down the hill. It's just really amazing how he's been able to just latch onto the rear of him. Zero.
It seems like THR Sparky here and TXR Nobody, their cars are almost equivocally the same. This Jag and this Bentley, it seems like one has to make a mistake and the other capitalizes on it while they don't. This seems like a fine game of chess right now here in 7th and 8th place between these two. The Bentley has been a pretty good car from what I've seen. It's not too dominant, but it's consistent.
The Bentley and the Jag are basically one and the other. They're both big, kind of heavy front-engine rear-wheel drive cars with too much power for their own good, and they rock in the straights. They are
undoubtedly
both,
the biggest.
They are both rocket ships completely. Having a little bit of slow-mo lag on my end, but that's probably just me. Yeah, this is, they're basically one and the other.
Right now, I'm currently riding with LCM0, who's still working on the Porsche 919 driver TXR. I'm sorry. Looks, this has been a very eventful race with the guys in the back for a while. There was such a train. I mean, anything could have happened. And right now, even though they spread up a little bit more, there's still all these types of battles on the track, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
There are a lot of battles.
The field spreads.
On the track still.
Yeah. Zero is just really, really late on the brakes on this cabin. Porsche 919. Yeah, the field spread is pretty big, but it's not too big where, well, it is pretty big, but there are like little pockets of people battling in and out, so which is good. And on a track as big as Mount Panorama, that's probably bound to happen.
We have another driver in the pits, and that'd be LSM Sir Lag a lot. Go further up the pack, and I believe it looks like THR Sparky is getting I don't know if he's getting a little bit closer, but he's still there with DXR Nobody. These guys have been pretty much battling it out since the halfway point of the race.
It's just crazy how the Aerox guys got out front, stayed out front, and maintained that dominant 1-2-3. They've given up the positions as they pit, but they just come right back, and we have Breeze in first, we have Serby in second, and McQueen in third. It's just like Aerox is going to take the podium here today if they keep it going.
Yeah, Aerox is, they're one of the best, all right. They're definitely showing, not really, they're pulling all the stops basically. They're doing a really good job of showing what they've got.
The top six.
They're doing a good job of it.
Out of the top 6 racers, it's the 4 of them. Bobby follows up in 6th place. So these guys are definitely showing their presence. They're dominant GT drivers.
Yeah, they're really, really quick. They yeah, when they put their head to it, they really get stuff done. They are just dominant. I'm just gonna interrupt. Oh jeez. Oh, Porsche 919 led up 4-0, so Zero's in the lead of this battle, the battle for 9th. And Porsche 919 gave up position on the back straight, so this is kind of interesting. He might be doing that on purpose, maybe? I'm not sure. At this stage of the race, I'm not sure why he'd do that.
And this just in, the E-Lobby has ended, and SSR F&G wins the E-Lobby, so that's the current update of the other lobbies going on right now. We currently have 5 lobbies in racing right now, which is kind of the reason why we were a little bit on delay tonight. We're going to try to fix things a little bit next week, but for the most part, we started the way we expected to start tonight, so it was pretty solid, no real restarts. So it's been a pretty successful night for the series, even though the time was a little bit, about 15 minutes past the start time, but hopefully everybody's enjoyed the racing so far. But once again, E-Lobby winner SSR FNG 96 out of E-Lobby.
Good going for FNG.
Ooh, Sparky just
And Sparky
into the
sand.
Where's Sparky?
And just like that.
He was catching
there's
out,
Sparky.
and he reeled him in.
Looks like a battle between
He lost all that time, didn't he? Crap.
Bobby is starting to work. Bobby's still trying to catch up to Bobberts right now. He's been really fighting to get there all race long, and he just hasn't been able to get it, guys.
He's been
Yeah,
trying,
definitely.
He's been staying there, consistently trying to put in good laps, but just not enough, it seems.
Yeah, Sparky was doing a really good job hanging on to the back of, who was that, Nobody. Basically just running his race right there, just kind of trailing him as well. It's really
late
unfortunate.
in the race
Late
to
in the
do
race,
that,
yeah,
too.
that really does stink. he was on him. He probably could have gotten an opportunity to make a move on him potentially, but now that
I feel like
probably isn't gonna happen.
nobody's Jaguar was as the tire wear. Like it felt like he was pushing a car beyond, and it was letting THR Sparky catch up to him, and it felt like it was putting more pressure on him. You saw that arrow get closer to him.
Yeah,
And
that's probably
SS
right. Yeah.
Arcady got by BM Moose for 15th, so a little further back there. And, starting to seem like the field with 5 laps to go now has kind of pretty much spread itself out now, guys. There's not a whole lot going on there. We see the possible battles that are still on the track. I believe SSR Bobbers against Aerox Bobby are still in the making. And then also Porsche and Zero, who looks like Zero's finally getting away. But so far, guys, racing's been pretty good up to this point.
It's been pretty clean too. Nobody's overtly wrecked anybody. Nobody's intentionally pushed anyone wide. It's been a lot of respectful driving, it seems like, from all the drivers here in the series. Well, at least in A lobby from what I've seen.
This might be strange, but I'm not sure. There's a possibility that Porsche 919 is going to run out of gas.
We'll go back there and check him out. He was actually one of the early drivers
He's
that
at
had
15%
issues.
fuel and he's got 6 laps left. Oh wait, no, 5 laps left.
My little pup, he's like, you gotta stop commentating and play with me. So, I'm sorry if you guys hear my doggo on the stream. I'll definitely try to keep him a little quieter. He's excited to play though.
Maybe you should bring the doggo onto the stream. That'd be the best solution.
Further up the pack, because guys, I'm not gonna lie. I know Breeze is flying. I don't know if he's laying off a little bit. Servi is now gaining ground on Aerox Breeze here with only a few laps remain.
So the
take
front
a
battle
look.
is starting to heat up, huh?
Not just yet, but there is a gap a little bit on.
It's a
Breeze had quite
gap.
a bit of a gap on these guys.
He did have quite an extension, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, sir, you can definitely see him. I don't know if he's certainly not in striking distance, but you can definitely see him. I mean, Breeze kind of dips, but behind the walls when going through the twisty sections, you can't really see him too much. But I'm not sure if he's laying off or they are smooth. I know for a fact that Suri's favorite GT car, I don't know if it's GT car or favorite car in general, but it is this car, this GT2 M3, that race car. It is his favorite car, so shout out to Suri for digging the car that he likes. It's probably the best all-around car in this series, I'm guessing. It's probably why the Aerox teams picked it.
I definitely enjoy the car myself out of all the GT cars. I feel it's well-rounded. It can be good in the turns, it can be good on the straights. It just depends on who's tuned it and how you feel about the driving of the tune. These
That's
cars
true.
are phenomenal though. They're great. So these guys have definitely put down great laps and great times. Consistent. Like you can't push the car. You can't let traction take control. You can't push it even if you don't have traction and lose that slot wire. Finesse and precision and consistency. As you can
True.
see, you don't hear the tires bogging. Just as we watch Servi on board.
Oh, somebody looks like they lagged out. Is this possible? And it is. I missed it. Somebody has lagged out. Not sure who it was. We'll find out here in a minute.
There's another. Moose.
BM
Looks
Moose.
like BM Moose.
Moose.
Oh,
he had such an interesting race. Moose was running really good for a while, and then middle of the race he was making mistakes, and I wonder if he made another mistake and just kind of called it quits, maybe. I mean, I would hate to think that might be the reason, but he was having a struggling race there near the end.
I doubt
Mountain
he rage
shattering
quit.
confidence.
I highly doubt Moose would rage quit. I mean, at this point in the race, what's the point, honestly? Might as well just
I
the
agree.
dang thing.
I don't know Moose personally, so I can't speak for him when I say it. But it is
Yeah.
Forza we speak of that could just DC. I had trouble getting in here, and you had party issues when we started, so...
Yeah, I was having some internet issues. Classic me. If you know me, then I'm known for being the king of disconnects and lag and party disconnects. You know, I'm the king of it.
And with 2 laps to go, we're going to run down the order real quick. Currently, the race leaders, Aerox Breeze, second place, Aerox Servi, right behind him, Aerox McQueen. So right now, Aerox has a 1-2-3, but the guy trying to ruin that party is TXR Vortex, who had a little bit of a slip-up early in the race, which dropped him back quite a bit, and he's been doing pretty well ever since. Right behind him, SSR Bobbers, who's been holding off Aerox Bobby, 5th and 6th, and Bobby, who's been trying really hard to get around Bobbers, but hasn't been able to regain since early in this race. Right behind them in 7th would be TXR Nobody, TXR Sparky right there in the 8th spot, 9th LCM 0, 10th TXR Porsche 919, 11th SSR Nicole, LCM Sir Lagla, who had early problems in the race, currently sitting in the 12th spot, THR Evo along with him, and he's sitting in the 13th position. Eternium, I wonder if I haven't seen a whole lot of him. I'm not sure if he had early mistakes, but he has ran a really interesting race, and that was put on quite a show for us. And SSR Katie, who was also having a lot of problems in this race, and also BM Moose 16th, and rounding out all the cars that have been in the field so far, Zombie, who left early. So right now, that is how it looks across the field.
Hot day.
I'm gonna admit right now
Zombie
that
got
Vortex
killed on a hot
driving
day.
his Lamborghini. Did he? Oh, he lose the race for that. No blame. But Vortex here in the S's with this Lamborghini, if you watch him, it feels like he's going slow. But I bet if you're Vortex right now going down the S's, you're going as fast as you can and pushing that Lamborghini to its extent, because that car is wide. Just a little too much turn, it feels like it'll grab the wall.
And TXR Vortex currently has the fastest time. For a long time it was Breeze, but Vortex finally threw down a 2:01.132. So he is now the fastest driver on the track. Or
even
has
faster
set
than
the fastest time on
qualifying.
the track. A lot of these
Breeze
guys have
qualified
ran a
at
lot faster
3:99.
time. And here we go, with one more lap to go. Right now, we're on to lap number 229. Bob is really trying to
Two
reel
more
in
laps
Bob.
to go, mayhem. Oh my goodness. The lap they're on is count. Mwah.
And that's it. So right now, I gotta ask you guys, I don't know if you guys are sitting on this, but Bobby has got pretty much back in striking distance with Bobbers here. With 2 laps left, what do you think might happen? You think Bobby might take a risk if he has a shot? I mean, he's closed in on so many times here tonight. You got to think, you know, this is crunch time. Could we see
I think
an
he'll definitely
interesting
go
move here
for
late?
it, but he probably won't wreck them. Like, it's this late. A lot of people have had accidents. He's still going to be conservative. These Aerox guys just don't send it and wreck people after all.
Bobby's going to no-break Bobbers.
And keep in mind, Bobberts is the only one in that AMG, too. This is awesome watching AMG outrun these M3s after they're 1-2-3 right now as we go into the final moments of the race.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm not... through this section... Oh, Bobberts is a little bit wide. Yeah, I think through this section here is where Bobby has to really try and close up that... Ooh, and as I say that, Bobberts is a little bit wide. Gets put offline a little bit, and Bobby now
hit
right on him.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the
straight line
chase.
with the AMG.
And Bobbers, you gotta wonder right now, Bobbers has been able to hold him off all race long. Bobby, he's been trying to get back into this battle, has finally got where he wants to be. with 1 lap to go. Breeze has crossed the line. Here, white flag here at Bathurst. But we're going to hang in here tight with Roberts and Bobby, as these two are right now really the only battle on the track. SSR Katie and SSR Nicole both been around Porsche 919. Something happened to the TXR driver.
Vortec is on Queen in striking distance for top end, so we might get him into the braking zone. Yeah, he's going to be right on him.
We got 2 battles going on right now in
this.
the top 10.
Yeah.
Third and
He's
fourth,
right
Actually,
on
top
him.
5.
fifth and sixth. Vortex, I think, is going to be a little patient through here because he knows his car isn't as fast.
He's right on him. Yeah, you guys watch that. I'm going to keep you in touch on what's going on with Bobby and Roberts.
Thanks, sir. For everyone that's watching, we're on the final lap here, week 1 of the NBA GT Championship Series A lobby. As right now, Aerox McQueen looking to play defensive mode as TXR Vortex is currently trying to track him down here late.
Final drop in the skyline for these
section.
two. Vortex is
This is an
full on
important
sin.
section.
Ooh, he's
Bobby
speeded
choked
up
and
the
locked
wall a
up. I'm
bit.
going to head up.
And just in from Rufus, Bobby slipped up. So
Out of the fourth.
Yeah,
Gonna
locked
have
up.
a
He
chance
lost
to
a bunch of
fine.
ground.
So here we go. Can he catch McQueen? Vortex, who started on pretty much leading this race and then having an early mistake, has battled his way to get this chance. He's got the run. Oh, this is going to be close, guys. Can McQueen hold him off here late? And
Turn
it
one
looks
of the
like
chase.
Vortex is going to play it safe.
Oh, McQueen's a little slippery off.
He
Here
slipped a
goes
bit.
Vortex.
Vortex is right
Oh, he's
there.
on
the outside.
outside.
Side by side. Going into the final turn. McQueen to the inside. Vortex to the outside.
Oh, that was
And
slick.
McQueen will play defense, and he'll hold on to 3rd position. And we're going to
He's gonna
say
keep third.
now, as we didn't bypass, but Aerox Breeze, week 1 winner here at Bathurst in the
Bobby
GT
might dive
Championship
bomb
Series.
Roberts. Just want to let
Aerox
you know.
Survey.
It's going to go for a
second.
cutback. No, it's not going to work.
And
Okay. And it's going to be Bobbert's
holding
fifth.
off to the 5th position. Aerox Bobby will finish 6th.
Definitely. Wow, that was a hell of a race.
That was a great
TXR
race there at the
Nobody
end.
finishing 7th. 8th is going to be THR Sparky, as Sparky, kind of a silent race, but he had his moments for sure. LCM 0 looking like he's going to finish in the 9th position as well. And we're going to get these drivers in here for a brief interview as SSR Nicole. What a drive for Nicole. This is she started in last and she's going to get a top 10. What a run by Nicole. She pretty much stayed out of trouble all day, guys.
Definitely.
In 11th place, LCM Sir Lagalot, after early mistakes, will finish in 11th. Right behind him, THR Evo, who will finish in the 12th position. 13th looks like will be Eternium. And SSR Katie will finish 14th with TXR Porsche 919 finish 15th. And as the drivers finish up, we're going to get a couple of these drivers in here momentarily, so just hang in here tight to get a quick interview with these guys.
Porsche 919 is going to drive backwards across the finish line right now to finish the race. He stayed here after all the mistakes, and you might as well have fun on your last lap. I like this.
Might as well. That's why I
So
call
while
it
we
a
take a moment
personality.
to debrief here, we're going to bring in the top 5 for a quick interview. And then we will set it off here, so give these drivers a couple of minutes to get on here. But guys, what a race that was from start to finish. A couple drivers' early mistakes, watching them bounce back near the end. It was quite the ride, Rufus and Izzy.
It was a great
Definitely.
race watching you guys go at it.
Psst. Hey, include your party audio, guys. Just make sure you include your party audio. We're gonna interview you.
And I believe we have everybody in here but Bobbert, so yeah, see if I can get him in here real quick. But yeah, everyone that just joined the party, please put on your party audio. And Breeze getting all types of love in the chat right now. A lot of love you Breezes. Alright, well. We're going to begin this, and since Bobberts isn't in here, I'm going to move up. Oh,
There he
never mind.
is.
There he is. But once he gets in here, we'll get this underway and we'll let these guys loose here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, just like that, Aerox Breeze, your race winner week 1 of the GT Championship Series. But before we get to him, we're going to go down from the bottom up, as is our Bobberts in the 5th position. And Bobberts, I got to ask you, all race long, on and off throughout the race, Aerox Bobby was inching at you, could never seem to get around you, and right there at the end, he almost got you. What did you take from all that? It must have been a blast racing against him.
It was boring, actually, for me, apart from that first lap. I had a couple of mistakes that I made which led Bobby to catch up to me, but to be honest, I had the pace on him anyway. He had his best chance was the last lap when I made a mistake at the top at Skyline, and he had half a chance going down at Conrad Straight and then into the last corner, but I covered the inside just to play it safe. And like I said, besides a couple of times with him, it was actually fairly boring for me, actually.
Man, that's very
congratulations.
strange. It's very strange because I think out of all 5 of the top 5 in here, your race was probably the most interesting out of all of them.
It's not like me to say it's a boring race, and this is coming from me, from all the races that I've done.
It looks
well,
good, like the car was consistent.
Well, nonetheless, Bobberts, congratulations on a top 5. We're kind of on a time frame here, so we're going to get going. We're going to get through these real quick, but normally we let you go on. Nonetheless, congratulations on top 5. Moving up the list, PXR Vortex. Vortex, you got an early start. You got a nice jump at the beginning of the race. Kind of an early mistake.
I did.
You kind of fought your way back up there, got to McQueen, but just didn't have enough there at the end.
Yeah, didn't quite get him. Almost had him. Tried to make a move on the last corner.
Dude, I almost had you.
Couldn't quite do it. Yeah.
It looks like you spun your tires.
That was a tough race, man.
In the corner coming down Skyline. That's what didn't give you to run on the straight at the very end. What I saw, is that what happened?
Yeah, I did. I spun him a little bit. I mean, this car is really hard to keep consistent. It's not an easy car to drive.
Watching you drive down the
Is it initial drift?
Props.
Yeah, it's Tokyo Drift.
It's Tokyo Drift. I told you guys.
Yeah.
Well, Vortex, it's getting in your
I'm
first
just
race
happy
ever
to
in
finish
MEA.
in fourth, dude, right behind these guys. I wasn't expecting to beat him, but I at least wanted to get close.
Thank you.
And Vortex getting a ton of attention down in the chat. Vortex, you had a bunch of people rooting you on, but congratulations on a top 5 finish, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Yeah.
And moving up to the 3rd, now cracking the top 3, we have an Aerox trio here, rounding out the podium. And Aerox McQueen, your race was kind of quiet for a while. You caught up to Servi, and then you kind of drifted off there. What happened? Did you kind of lose pace, or did you kind of settle for 3rd right there and try to hold off Vortex?
I was just trying to not make a mistake. Like, literally getting a fast lap in the M3 is like not dying and not hitting the curbs the wrong way, but you have to like push like the entire what is it, the downhill, uphill, that whole few straightaways is essentially where your time is going to be in the M3. And I mean, all I had to do was just like not crash at that point. Like, I really didn't care about like what position I finished, as long as I didn't really crash. So I absolutely despise this track.
Well, you got there at the end, and you saw Vortex creeping up. Were you ready to play a little bit defenses there, which you did? But were you expecting him to catch up to you so fast there with only a couple laps to go? And it sounds like McQueen's mic went out.
No, Steve, the party's all connecting apart from you and me.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to try to do something minor.
The very last corner, but
whoa!
I did what I had to do.
It was all connected, man.
I'm glad McQueen finished us off there in that sense, because we just got connected back in. For some reason, the party glitched real quick, so we didn't hear it all, but glad to have you, McQueen, and hope to see you next week, and congratulations on a top 3 tonight.
It was Servi.
And moving up the list here, defending champion, finishing 2nd place, Aerox Servi. And Servi, it looked like they're late in the race. You started closing Breeze in. Not sure if he was kind of just going with the flow there at the end, but it looked like you started to gain a little bit of ground from him.
Yeah, there was a few, like maybe 5-6 laps between lap 20 and 30 that I was really focused and hitting some good laps, one after the other. And I was just very, very comfortable with the car, and I could see the beat just being gained every lap, and I was starting to feel like maybe I can get him. And then I think around like lap 27, on the downhill, that little left-hander that has the big dip, I kind of tapped the wall there, and that kind of shook me out of my focus, and I couldn't get it back. So the rest of the race, I was just focusing on keeping that second place.
Well, and the Lambo got a nice jump off the line, and were you kind of worried that you guys might have to work a little bit harder? But once you saw the mistake, it was kind of nice between, three of you to get by there, and you guys were kind of floating away. Was there any moment in the race where you thought, well, I mean, you had to defend off of McQueen for a while too. Take us through that.
Yeah, that was definitely a bit nerve-wracking. I kind of wanted McQueen to get off my butt and let me focus, but luckily I was able to hold him off. And because at the beginning of the race I felt kind of cold and I wasn't putting down great laps, and McQueen being there right behind me wasn't helping. And then I don't know what happened, like somewhere around after we pitted is when I kind of got into my groove, and I guess McQueen was still getting there because he definitely got into a groove towards the end. But during that gap was when I was able to get some distance on him, and then I was comfortable and flying.
Well, Servi, congratulations on a top 3 finish, and looking forward to seeing you the rest of the season, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And for the remainder of our time here, we got to take the winner as Aerox Breeze not only takes the pole position, but finishes first in tonight's A-Lobby race. And Aerox Breeze, I got to ask you there, and I want to let you guys know that your team leader is down there in my chat blowing it up. But nonetheless, Breeze, pretty much a smooth-sailing race for you. You ran some really good laps. At the end there, Servi started creeping up on you a little bit. Were you pretty comfortable, though, at the time of the race?
Yeah, got a bit scared at times. But like a few times where you get close to the wall and you just think you could cross really quickly, but as long as I just held a decent pace, I thought I could come halfway.
And we saw that early on. We saw a couple of the drivers. Have instances early in the race. SS Arcady, LSCM Sir Lagalot, THR Evo, and then a couple of those drivers actually had to make a second pit stop. How cautious were you, being that you were in the lead for most of the race up at Skyline?
A lot cautious, yeah. I just took my time through there pretty much every lap, made sure I hit my apexes and got the braking point right.
Was there any point that you felt like you were ever out of control? Like, because you seemed like you were consistent and clean the whole time.
So yeah, I think there was one lap, about lap 10 or 11, where I got very close to the wall going up the hill and had to kind of back out and brake off it, but that was about the only big mistake I made.
Well, nonetheless, Breeze, congratulations on your first MEA win and your first win of the season. And going into next week, having a little bit of momentum, I'm sure you're feeling good, especially getting back into the racing picture.
Thank you.
And that pretty much wraps it up. Thank everybody that was watching here tonight, thanking all the drivers and everybody that was patient with us. We actually got it off kind of pretty much where we were at, but hopefully next week we fix the kinks and whatnot. From me and everybody in the commentary booth to the drivers, I'm SSR Mayhem, wishing you all a good night, and thank you for watching Week 1 of the MEA GT Championship Series. Aerox Breeze, your race winner.